From Capital Credit Union Park in Ashwaubenon, Wisconsin, it's time for Rockford Rivets baseball once again as Rockford gets set for its first game in 6 days as they take on the Green Bay Booyah. Good evening, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm Larson, riding solo for you tonight on the Rockford Rivets YouTube channel. It has been a whirlwind last few days for the Rockford Rivets after a staff member tested positive for the coronavirus. Their season was put on hold last Friday in Wausau, Wisconsin before the Screws game against the Wisconsin Woodchucks. Since then, nearly the entire team has left Rockford, so tonight's game against the Green Bay Booyah will take place with a almost entirely new roster. In fact, 33 of the 34 original Rivets players left the team, and the lone returner is left-handed pitcher Noah DeLuga, who gets the start tonight. Not only did the players leave, but the coaching staff also left. The Rivets going with a brand new coaching staff tonight, led by new manager J.T. Scara. Scara, the hitting coach usually for the Southern Illinois Miners of the Frontier League. Of course, the Frontier League got called off this summer due to COVID-19. So Scara was looking for something to do. He got the call from the Rivets, and all of a sudden, he's a skipper in the Northwoods League. I caught up with JT before the ball game. We had a chat for about 7 minutes, and we'll play that for you right about now. Here's new Rivets manager JT. All right, Larry Larson here with new Rivets manager J.T. Scara. And J.T., it's been a whirlwind last few days. Take me through how you got to the manager's position.
I'm trying to think back to what day it was because I've barely slept this entire week. The current manager of the Windy City Thunderbolts, Brian Smith, who I know from my background in the Frontier League as well, he reached out to me, I want to say either Monday evening or Tuesday morning, and told me about the situation going on in here in Rockford. He's familiar from his managing days. I believe he managed 2 or 3 seasons here in the past, and just thought it would be a good fit for me. Knew I wasn't doing anything, so he just asked if I was interested, and I let him know that I was, and probably about an hour later or so, Chad was reaching out to me and gave me the total rundown of what had gone down with the team going on pause, and we talked and did kind of an interview, and it seemed like a good fit for both of us, and I think I officially took the position Wednesday or Tuesday, and then got up to Rockford yesterday, ran a workout, and barely slept, trying to find assistants, trying to find players. So it's been hectic, but at the same time, it's been extremely exciting. So anxiously awaiting first pitch here today, and it'll seem like it all makes sense once we start playing.
Indeed it will. And tell us a little bit about your coaching background. You mentioned Brian Smith, former Rivets manager, now manager of the Windy City Thunderbolts. You also coach in the Frontier League, correct?
Correct, yes. So I've coached at the collegiate level for 8 years, 4 with Robert Morris and NAI school, and 4 with McKendree University, a Division II school. And then from there I got into professional baseball and coached 2 years with the Gary Railcats and the American Association, and 2 years with the Schaumburg Boomers in the Frontier League. And this off season, I was preparing myself to go down to the Southern Illinois Miners, also in the Frontier League. And obviously when that didn't happen, with that league being canceled, I didn't have anything going on. So that's this opportunity, obviously wouldn't have presented itself to me had I been doing that. But managing's been something that I've been working towards doing in my career. So when I was available and this came up, it's kind of a no-brainer for me to jump at this opportunity.
An exciting opportunity for you, but also an exciting opportunity for these players. 33 of the 34 previous Rivets players left, so it's essentially a clean slate. Tell us a little bit about the talent on this roster that you've seen only just the last few days.
Yeah, and some of them about 20 minutes today because we had a couple guys not be able to make it to the workout yesterday. But the kids are extremely excited, and this really feels like opening day type of environment for us. Some of these kids have not played all summer. Some of them have played in local leagues or another league that had finished. And but as far as this unit being together, they're excited. We have some good athletes and some kids with something to prove. And they say every game matters, in a full season, and that couldn't be more true. For most of these guys, like you said, only DeLuga was here before. This season for them is going to be 14 games, and and this is for the Rockford Rivets. This is a big series coming in here and holding that fourth playoff spot and trying to hold off Green Bay. So, it's like a mix between a playoff race and spring training, because I've seen them work out and hit batting practice and take fungos. Now I have to try to evaluate what we have in live competition, so we can see what we can do in the next couple weeks. But these kids are going to play hard. Their energy has been incredible. Yesterday's workout I felt was a really good one, and just the energy on the bus on what is today, August 6th. Typically if this team was together, we'd be in the final days here. Everybody'd probably be exhausted for the guys that have been here all year. There was it was like a party bus coming here, and I mean, just from the feeling of excitement, and these guys are ready to play, so I'm excited to see what they can do.
You talk about that energy, especially very important down the stretch here, but for this team, fresh faces for everybody. Just how important is it for this team to get out to a good start and keep that energy moving forward?
I think it's for the momentum factor, it's going to be important. For the first 4 games here, with Monday being an off day, we're going to try to get some guys in so I can see what guys can do, and obviously still trying to win every single game. But I think it's going to be really important. I think I can already tell Cherokee LeBeau, who does have some experience in the Northwoods League last year. I believe he played with Fond du Lac for a stretch. He's the most familiar with this league outside of DeLuga, who's been here the entire season this year. But I really like his excitement, and just talking to him and seeing him prepare to play today's game, the excitement. So I think hopefully our team is going to feed off him. From a production standpoint, we'll see about that, but I think from a leadership and an experience factor, having him is going to be huge here for some of these guys not having any experience in this league.
Cherokee starting at third base tonight, and starting on the mound is Noah DeLuga. What are you expecting out of the lone returner for the Rivets?
Well, he's excited. Maybe in some ways a fresh start for him with just having a new manager and also a new pitching coach with Doug. Haven't even talked to him about how things were before, because I just like to look forward. But I know he's got a lot of upside, going to University of Minnesota, a Big Ten school. So I'm sure he's gonna go out there and give it everything that he's got. And it just, for me, with his experience factor, it made a lot of sense to throw him out here. He's been in this playoff race the whole year. This is a big game against a big 2-game series against Green Bay, and it wouldn't have mattered who we were playing. I think when I realized that he was staying, before I even met him and even asked him if he wanted the ball, in my mind he was throwing this first game. So we're going to see how many innings he can give us and go from there.
Well, sounds like a plan. JT, thanks for your time and good luck tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome back to CCU Park. That was Rivets manager JT Scara. We thank JT for his time today. Here's how he lines things up in the first game as Rockford manager. Colton Klein, the left-handed batter in the top spot, the junior from Carthage. Cherokee LeBeau starting at third base. Batting second, Jackson Dvorak, the 3-hitter, and DH. Simon Dembeck batting cleanup in right field. Jake Kleekamp, the catcher from Judson, behind the dish. Kyle Hamilton, bats sixth. He'll play second base. Breck Nowick, the seventh batter and shortstop. Justin Karestis, the first baseman, batting eighth. And Troy Tucci, the center fielder, batting ninth. Colton Klein, the left-hander, steps in to face the right-hander Logan Lee. First pitch is in there for a called strike, and we're underway. Logan Lee, the right-hander from Northwood University, is a sophomore, making his sixth start of the season for the Booyah. Working from the windup, delivers the 0-1. It's cut on and fouled back by Klein. Lee enters tonight's ball game with a 4.43 ERA. Standing at 6'4", 225. Colton Klein, as I mentioned, the junior from Carthage, one of just two outfielders on the roster for Rockford. Wide batting stance. Standing at 6'4" in the left-handed batter's box, waits for the 0-2. It's a fastball high and away. And it's 1-2. Klein, a very talented athlete at Carthage College. Not only does he play baseball, but he also played football the last 2 seasons, was the starting quarterback. Here's the 1-2. Fastball outside. Good eye from the Rockford leadoff man, and it's 2-2 on number 22. Here's the 2-2 from Lee. Chopper up the middle. Ranging in is the shortstop, Blake, and he can't handle it. So the first batter reaches for the Rivets here in the top half of the first. Andy Blake, the shortstop, was charging in. Muffled that one, could not make the play. Not sure if that will be scored an error. It will be called a hit. So a hit starts the game for the Screws. Colton Klein on first base, and that brings up Cherokee LeBeau. Just getting underway in Green Bay. 0-0 ball game between the Rivets and the Booyah. Green Bay enters this one 14-8. They've lost 7 straight at home and 3 in a row overall. Rockford enters 14-5. Lee, a quick check on Klein, and he dives back safely. Klein with a few step lead. Lee now working from the stretch, comes set at the belt and delivers the first pitch to LeBeau. Swung on and fouled back out of the stadium for strike one. LeBeau, the freshman from Oakland University, has Northwoods League experience. As JT Scarra mentioned, the only Rivet now on the roster with Northwoods League experience. He played last year for the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders. Lee has his sign and delivers the 0-1. It's a fastball, misses outside. Brady West, the catcher, cannot catch it. And it gets to the backstop, and Colton Klein moves up to second base. Now the Rivets have a runner in scoring position, looking to break a scoreless tie in the top half of the first in Green Bay. Defensive lineup for the Booyah as Brady West trots out for a quick discussion with Logan Lee. Brady West behind the dish. Nick Kreitzer at first base. Noah Granite at second base. Andy Blake at short. Ethan Payne at third base. Ty Olnick in left. Nadir Lewis in center. And Bo Mikowski in right. The Booyah in their white trousers and checkered shirts. Red, orangish red, I should say, and blue checkers. And the Rivets are in their road dark grays with gold lettering. Now here's the 0-1, 1-1, excuse me, to LeBeau. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And it's 1-2. That one looked like an off-speed pitch on the outer half, with some tailing action to the righty, LeBeau. LeBeau, a member of the All-Horizon League freshman team this past year. Here's the 1-2. Again, misses outside from Lee. And it's 2-2. LeBeau very patient in the 2 spot. Sporting a leg guard on his front leg. That would be his left leg in the right-handed batter's box. Here's the 2-2 from Lee. Fastball that time finds the zone. Tailed into the zone with some two-seam action. And LeBeau watches it, and he is set down for out number 1. We'll see how often that happens tonight for the Rivets, as a lot of these baseball players have not seen live pitching in a long while. The Rivets called up a number of players who hadn't seen action in a number of months. Jackson Dvorak steps in, the 3-hitter. Colton Klein on second base, 0-0 top half of the first. First pitch to Dvorak, swung on and fouled back to the screen and caught on the on-deck circle by Simon Dembeck. Dvorak, the soon-to-be redshirt senior, headed to Lewis after spending 2 seasons at Missouri St. Louis, and he tore it up this spring in 14 games. Hit .302, 7 RBIs. Got some good pop from the right-handed side. Standing at 6'1", 210, very built. Lee set for the 0-1 offering. Here it is. Curveball did not curve, and it misses high for ball 1. Dvorak, tonight's DH, a native of New Lenox in the South Chicago suburbs. Holds the bat on his shoulder, wide batting stance, and here's the 1-1. Big swing and a miss on a fastball on the outer half. That's 1-2. Dvorak, a quick conversation with home plate umpire Mike Carr, calling balls and strikes tonight. Connor McKenzie, the third base umpire, and Trevor Patience, the first base umpire. Dvorak has the chance to pick up the first RBI of his summer season here in his first at-bat. Klein on second base with 1 away in the first. Logan Lee gives a look at Klein. Kicks and fires the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts for Logan Lee with a runner on second base as Dvorak is set down. Lee made him look awkward there with another fastball with some tailing action.
Right fielder number 12, Simon Dembeck.
Now it's up to Simon Dembeck, the freshman from Milwaukee Area Tech, a junior college. Dembeck playing right field tonight. First pitch to him, in on the hands and popped up on the infield. Andy Blake calls off his teammates and makes the play, and that ends the inning. So after Colton Klein reaches on an infield single to start the frame, Rivets are set down in order. 1, 2, 3. We're still scoreless. Headed to the bottom of the second. Bottom of the first. This is Rivets baseball. Welcome back to Capital Credit Union Park. 0-0 ball game between the Rockford Rivets and the Green Bay Booyah. Bottom half of the first, here's how manager Tom Carty lines things up against the Screws today. Nadir Lewis in the top spot, sophomore from Princeton. Andy Blake in the 2-hole. Brady West, the catcher, in the 3 spot, a Rockford native. Nick Kreitzer bats clean up and plays first base. Steven Harustich, the switch hitter, bats 5th. Bo Mikowski bats 6th, the right fielder from Clemson. Noah Granite, tonight's second baseman, bats 7th. Ethan Payne and Ty Olnick bat 8th and 9th. Nadir Lewis steps in and awaits the first pitch from the Rockford left-hander Noah DeLuga. First pitch misses low, ball 1. DeLuga, the lone returner from the original Rockford Rivets roster this season, making his first start. Kicks and deals the 1-0, again misses low on the artificial turf, blocked back there by Jake Kleekamp, the catcher. DeLuga's line so far this year, he's appeared in 8 games out of the bullpen, pitched to a 3.46 ERA in 13 innings, 13 strikeouts and 9 walks. As he delivers a strike right down the middle, and it's 2-1. Lewis, left-hander, awaits the 2-1. Fastball again finds the zone. DeLuga finds his command after delivering 2 straight balls to start. He comes back with 2 straight strikes. Takes a deep breath, working from the right side of the rubber, and delivers the 2-2. Called strike 3 on a fastball right down the middle. Tailed towards the outer half. And that is 1 out, 1 strikeout for Noah DeLuga, the high school senior headed to Minnesota this fall. Brings up Andy Blake, one of just 2 right-handed hitters for the Booyah tonight. Tom Cardy going with 7 left-handed batters against the left-hander DeLuga. First pitch to Blake. Fastball misses outside for ball 1. Blake enters this game hitting .280 with 3 homers, but a whopping 30 strikeouts. 1-0, bounced in there, and it's ball 2. DeLuga sticking with mostly fastballs to open up this ball game. Blake holds his hands high above his head behind his helmet and watches the 2-0 miss outside, and it's 3-0. DeLuga working from behind to the first 2 batters tonight. Working quickly, kicks and fires. Here's the 3-0, misses outside, and it's a 4-pitch walk to Andy Blake, the 2-hitter. So after the Rivets could not push across a run after getting the leadoff man on in the top half of the inning, Green Bay gets a free pass from Andy Blake for their second batter to reach. Still scoreless from Green Bay as Brady West steps into the left-handed batter's box. West, one of many Rockford area natives to participate in this game. The only one on the Booyah, of course. Lots of local guys now on the roster for the Rivets. First pitch from DeLuga to West, but not before DeLuga steps and throws over to check on Andy Blake on first base. West waggles the bat back and forth, holds the bat over his head now. Here's the first pitch. Fastball misses inside. A little bit too far inside. Kleekamp tried to frame it. No dice from Mike Carr, the home plate umpire. 1-0. West has 4 homers this season. He's taken advantage of the short porch here in right at CCU. 1-0. Curveball bounced low. Kleekamp throws down to second as Blake tries to take the extra bag, and he does it safely. Throw was well late. Breck Nowick, the shortstop, over to cover, but could not get the tag down in time. Now Green Bay has a runner in scoring position. Booyah working to strike first. DeLuga looks in for the sign, sets at the letters, brings the glove down to the belt, gives a look to Blake, and fires the 2-0. It's in the dirt. Fastball bounces away from Kleekamp down the third base line, and by the time he finds it, Andy Blake is standing on third base. So 2 bad pitches from DeLuga result in 180 feet of free bases for Blake. The first run of the ball game is 90 feet away. With one out, West just needs to put the ball in play. He could have an RBI. Here's the 3-0 from DeLuga. Pulled down the first base line and past a diving Justin Carestis at first base. Coming home to score is Andy Blake. And the Booyah are up 1-0 on an RBI base knock from Brady West. Not a good start for the so-called new era, you could say, for the Rivets. DeLuga surrenders a first inning run. Brings up Nick Kreitzer, the redshirt senior from Arkansas Pine Bluff, playing first base tonight. First pitch to him. Swung on and ripped right past the first baseman again. Brady West moves up to second as it singles on back-to-back pitches for Green Bay. Justin Carestis, the Rockford first baseman, busy over there tonight in the first frame, but not in a good way. 2 on, 1 out here in the Green Bay first. Booyah already up 1-0. Brings up Stephen Hrustich, the lone switch hitter in tonight's ball game. Bats from the right side against the lefty DeLuga. Minnesota Gopher delivers the first pitch. Fastball misses low for ball 1. DeLuga has definitely made it hard on himself, has worked behind to nearly every batter. Will look to avoid putting himself in a hole here. After a long pause, he steps off. Brady West on second base, Nick Kreitzer on first. Beautiful evening for baseball in Green Bay. Temperature around 78 degrees. Wind blowing out to left field. 1-0 from DeLuga. Fastball misses low to Hrustich, and it's 2-0. DeLuga's command has been well off. Fastball missing but close, and his breaking stuff has not been close. I've only seen a few breaking balls thus far. 2-0 to Hrustich. Fastball in the dirt, blocked by Kleekamp. Runners hold where they are, but it's 3-0. Would not be surprised to see Hrustich swing away here on 3-0. His teammates have had success hitting DeLuga early on. Back-to-back singles have runners on second and first in the first frame. Cherokee LeBeau trots out to the mound to have a quick chat. Third baseman and pitcher conversation, not something you see every day. DeLuga steps back on. LeBeau heads back to third base. And we're ready for the 3-0 to Stephen Hrustich. Here it is. Fastball for a called strike. Paints the black. And it's 3-1. Hrustich, the freshman from Northwestern. Here's the 3-1 to him. Fouled off, straight back to the screen. And now it's full. DeLuga has battled back. Hrustich has 9 RBIs this year. Could pick up another one in this spot. 2 homers to his name as well, but also very strikeout prone, as is much of this Booyah lineup. 28 strikeouts for Hrustich this season. One would be big here for DeLuga. He's set, and he steps off. Brady West dancing around a little bit around second base, distracting DeLuga. DeLuga struck out the first batter of the game before allowing a walk and 2 singles to give Green Bay the 1-0 lead. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Laced into right field. It's a high fly ball. Dembeck ranges over near the line. He makes the catch. West tags up, heads to third base. The throw is just not in time. LeBeau throws on to second base, but it's too late as Kreitzer also tags and moves up. So the F9 is a productive out for Hrustich as he advances both base runners, but now there's 2 down for Bo Makowski. Makowski, the son of former Green Bay Packers quarterback Don Makowski, has had some good games against the Rivets, but has otherwise struggled entering today's ball game with a .214 average. Here's the first pitch. Fastball misses a little bit inside, and it's 1-0. Makowski, the redshirt junior from Clemson. He's not hit for much power, but when he has, it's all against the Rivets. He rips the 1-0 pitch foul off to the left side, well out of play. Fouled off the screen, and it's 1-1. Makowski's only extra base hits are 2 doubles, and they both came against Rockford on the 18th and 19th of July, last time these two teams squared off. Here's the 1-1. Curveball chopped down to first base. Karestis fields with his gloves, flips to DeLuga, who covers the bag successfully, and that ends the inning, but not before Green Bay starts tonight's scoring on an RBI single from Brady West, and it's 1-0 Green Bay. You're listening to Rivets Baseball. Booyah up 1-0 over the Rockford Rivets here at CCU Park in beautiful Green Bay, Wisconsin. Head to the top half of the second. The Rivets already have some coming back to do. They will send up 5, 6, 7 in the order, starting with Jake Kleekamp, the redshirt sophomore from Judson at the NAIA level of collegiate play. Right-handed batting catcher. Waits for the first pitch from Lee. It's in there. Misses a little bit inside with the fastball, does Lee. It's 1-0. Lee working from the windup, kicks and fires the 1-0. Big swing and a miss from Kleekamp. Foul tip into the glove of Brady West. Kleekamp and West are having a little bit of a conversation. Kleekamp is in the right-handed batter's box. The two do know each other, both Rockford natives. 1-1. Tailing fastball misses outside from Lee, and it's 2-1. Kleekamp and West played for the same travel program, the Rockford Big Dogs. They're both catchers. Lee kicks and fires the 2-1. It's driven up the middle and through for a single. Jake Kleekamp gives that one a little bit of a ride in his first at-bat as a Rockford Rivet. The hometown kid gets things started here in the second. It's an encouraging sign, hard contact from the Rivets, as we didn't see much of that in the first inning as the Screws left Colton Klein stranded on second base. It brings up Kyle Hamilton. Hamilton, a Rockton, Illinois native in the Rockford area. Senior from UW Stout takes a fastball inside. He dances out of the way of that one. Hamilton rocking the stirrups with the road gray uniforms. Hamilton in 2 games this spring was just 1 for 6 with an RBI base knock. Swings and just nicks a fastball back to the screen. And it's 1-1. Hamilton could be a tough batter to pitch to, standing at 5'8" in the left-handed batter's box. Crowding the inside line. Holds his hands low at the letters. 1-1 from Lee. Fouled off the leg of Hamilton. Lucky for him, he's got a leg guard. That's what you put it on for. Oh, so often you'll see a batter foul a pitch off his leg where it misses the leg guard. It seems to happen more often than a foul tip off the leg guard, but that time it caught the guard for Hamilton. Now it's 1-2. Logan Lee comes set. Kleekamp with a small lead off first, and a fastball misses away. It's 2-2. Hamilton, a graduate of Hononegah High School. Hononegah, also the alma mater of former NASCAR driver Danica Patrick. Timeout called before Lee moves back to home with the 2-2. He did throw the pitch. Pitchers so often do that just to avoid injury. So it would be very awkward to pause in the middle of your motion. So Hamilton will see another 2-2. Swings the bat back and forth. Lee comes set at the belt and delivers the 2-2. Fastball misses outside. He missed his spot there as West signaled back to Lee that he wanted it downstairs. And now the count is full. 1-0 Green Bay. Top half of the second. Rivets looking to get something going with a runner on first. The payoff from Lee to Hamilton. Fouled off to the left side, and we'll do it again. Right off the Capitol Park sign at the suite level. There are 2 levels of seats here at CCU Park, a lower bowl and an upper bowl of sorts that features 2 sets of suite areas. Nice wide concourse in the lower bowl. Beautiful ballpark that opened just last year. Lee is ready for another 3-2. Here it is. Fastball misses outside just by a hair. And back-to-back base runners reach to start the Rockford second. And it brings up the 7-batter Breck Nowick. Nowick, the high school senior, headed to UIC this fall. Was recruited to the Rivets by tonight's starting pitcher Noah DeLuga. The 2 are travel ball teammates on the Lake County Lightning. Nowick, a graduate of Lake Forest High School, didn't play any games there this spring, but last season he tore up the circuit, hit .373 with 34 RBIs. Here's the first pitch to him. Watches a fastball dot the lower half of the zone for strike 1. Nowick, the shortstop, standing at 6'3". Holds the bat out at Lee. Now brings it back in both hands. And waits for the 0-1 pitch. It's on the way. Tailing fastball misses low and away. And it's 1-1. Jake Kleekamp on second base after a leadoff single. Kyle Hamilton followed with a walk. And a base knock from Breck Nowick could tie up this ball game at 1 apiece between Wisconsin and Illinois East rivals. 1-1, bounced on the fastball that again missed. West able to pick it off the artificial turf. It's 2-1, and he will take the trot out to the bump to chat things over with Logan Lee. A completely artificial turf field is featured here at CCU Park. It is a multi-purpose stadium, but not for football, but for football, soccer. Booyah share this ballpark with a soccer team. Not something that you see every day, but on the infield, there is no brown artificial turf, so the whole entire field is green with spray-painted white lines. Not even around the plate. There's no dirt. The brown turf on the field is only the warning track. West heads back behind the plate, and we're set for the 2-1 to Nowick. It's lined up the middle, falling fast. In comes Lewis. He slides and makes the catch. Both runners have to retreat, and Jake Kleekamp can't get back to second base as he was caught between second and third base. So that is an 8-4 double play. Kleekamp is cut down, and Nowick is retired on the flyout. So now there's 2 outs with a runner on first for the 8-hitter Justin Carestis.
First baseman number 21, Justin Carestis.
Carestis, the Boylan High School graduate from Rockford. Lefty on righty. Here's the first pitch. Grounded to shortstop. Andy Blake scoops it up and walks to second to force out Kyle Hamilton and end the inning. So the Rivets squander an opportunity where they put on the first 2 batters of the frame, and the score remains 1-0 Booyah. You're listening to Rivets Baseball. One nothing ball game in Green Bay between the Booyah and the Rockford Rivets. The Rivets have squandered early opportunities, leaving runners on base in both innings. And Noah DeLuga back out there for his second inning of work, looking to hold the Booyah right where they are after they pushed across a first inning run on an RBI single from Brady West. It'll be the lower third to start the second frame, starting with Noah Granite. First pitch to him, fastball misses low for ball 1. Granite, the freshman from Princeton, teammate of Nadir Lewis. 1-0 to him. Fastball tails too far inside. It's 2-0. Working from behind has been an early theme for DeLuga. Struggled with his command, working from the windup. Here's the 2-0. It's popped to the right side and out of play. 2-1 now. As a fan cannot catch the foul ball on the concourse. Goes right off the hands. That's why you bring your glove to the ballpark. DeLuga kicks and fires the 2-1. Fastball misses just low. Kleekamp tried to frame it, could not bring it back up. Granite is 5 for 14 in a few games here in Green Bay, and he drives it the opposite way again. Ranging over towards the line is Dembeck, dives, and he makes the catch. What a play from Simon Dembeck. Dembeck, a utility player, played a lot of infield at Milwaukee Area Tech, but gets the start in right field tonight and does not let the Rivets down. What a way to start the second inning on the defensive side. So now there's one away for Ethan Payne, the 8 batter, freshman from Tennessee, tonight's third baseman. Left-handed batter steps in with a 147 batting average. The first pitch to him. Slow breaking ball, tails away, too far outside, and it's 1-0. Payne, the Memphis native. 1-0 to him. That time the fastball catches the outer black, and it's 1-1. DeLuga has been working around the corners, hasn't left much over the heart of the plate, but it's gotten him into a bit of trouble. 1-1 on the way. Lined the opposite way to left. Colton Klein takes a few steps back and makes the catch head high for out number 2. DeLuga doing a good job of pitching to contact. 2 quick outs here in the second. And it brings up the 9-hitter, number 9, Ty Olnick. Olnick, the redshirt freshman from UW-Milwaukee. The lone Division I baseball school in the state of Wisconsin. First pitch from DeLuga to Olnick. Curveball called strike. Really is hard to believe there is only one Division I baseball team in Wisconsin. Of course, the University of Wisconsin doesn't have their own teams. DeLuga goes back to the curveball and draws the swing and the miss from Olnick. And it's 0-2. Olnick struggling so far this season. Batting 160 as he waves and misses at a high fastball. And Noah DeLuga sets down the Booyah in order. Here in the second, 1, 2, 3, and the score holds at Green Bay 1, Rivets nothing. They'll come up in the top half of the third. You're listening to Rivets Baseball. Back here in Green Bay, Rivets down 1-0 to the Booyah. Taking a quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard before we get the top half of the third going. Fond du Lac and Wisconsin Rapids scoreless in the third inning at Witter Field. And the Wisconsin Woodchucks up 1-0 on La Crosse at Athletic Park in Wausau. Rivets and Booyah, Wisconsin-Illinois East rivals doing battle tonight. First pitch to Troy Tucci. Big hack and a miss for strike one. Tucci, Klein, and LeBeau due up in the Rockford third. 9-1-2 hitters. Tucci, the senior from Rockford University, waits for the 0-1. Swings and chops it foul down the third base line. And it's quickly 0-2. Tucci, the center fielder tonight's ball game, native of Wooddale, Illinois. Here's the 0-2. Another swing and a miss from Tucci. That time Lee pulled out the breaking ball, and it garnered a very awkward hack from Tucci. There's one away here in the third. 1-0 Green Bay. That resets the order for Rockford. Brings up the leadoff man, Colton Klein. Reached on an infield hit. The first at-bat of the ball game. First pitch to him. Lined past a diving Noah Granite at second base into right field. And Klein already has a 2-hit game. He is seeing the ball well. After a few weeks off, Klein played a little bit of summer ball this year, but has not played in a while, and no rust shown tonight in Green Bay. Brings up Cherokee LeBeau, who's 0 for 1 with a looking strikeout. That came back in the first. Oakland third baseman takes a big swing and a miss at the first pitch, and it's 0-1. Lee digging a little deeper into his arsenal now, pulling out the changeup and the curveball. After working predominantly with the fastball, first time through. Quick check on Klein on first base, and he dives back. No tag applied by Kreitzer. We'll see if Klein has some good stolen base ability as Lee steps off and throws another check over to first base. That time it was even less close. Lee sets for the 0-1. Here it is. Fastball misses away, and it's 1-1. Last year for the Dock Spiders, LeBeau struggled a little bit. Hit just 191. Here's the 1-1 offering to him. Swung on and missed on the breaking ball. LeBeau well out in front of it. Now it's 1-2 with one out. Green Bay infield shading to double play depth. Blake and Granite up the middle. Corners shade even with the bag. 1-2, another curveball and another swing and a miss from Cherokee LeBeau, and he's set down for out number 2. That's strikeout number 4 of the evening for Logan Lee. In his last outing in 5 innings of work, he struck out 4 Dock Spiders, so he's already matched that total, and we're only in the third. 1-0 Booyah. 2 down with a man on for Jackson Dvorak. First pitch, curveball just misses outside. Back in the first, Dvorak struck out swinging. The soon-to-be Lewis Flyer, the 5th-year senior, rips and fouls off the 0-1 offering just above the Rockford dugout. There is netting extending past both dugouts. Not something you usually see from Northwoods League parks. Of course, this one is a newer one. CCU Park opened just last year. 1-1 from Lee to Dvorak. He reaches out and pops it up over the netting. Hits off the awning right above my seat in front of the press box, but it does not roll down. Lucky for me, it rolls off the other side of the awning. And the count is 1-2. Lee with the long flowing hair out of the back of his cap looks in for the sign. He's got it. Sets at the belt and delivers the 1-2. Swung on and missed on a pitch in the dirt. West knocks it down, throws down to first. Kreitzer steps on the bag, and that ends the inning. 3 strikeouts for Logan Lee in the third after allowing a single to Colton Klein. And the score remains Rivets nothing, Booyah 1. Headed to the bottom of the third from CCU Park. You're listening to Rivets Baseball. Welcome back to Capital Credit Union Park. Booyah lead the Rivets 1-0 here in the bottom of the third. Green Bay will send up the top of the order. Nadir Lewis, Andy Blake, and Brady West. 1, 2, 3 hitters in manager Tom Cardy's order. The Booyah enter this ball game trailing the Rivets by 2.5 games for a playoff spot. The top 2 teams in each division of the Wisconsin-Illinois pod will make the playoffs. And with the Rivets taking a 5-game hiatus, things are getting a bit strange in the standings as DeLuga delivers the first pitch to Lewis. It's a called strike on a curveball. But the Northwoods League will go with win percentage rather than record. Here's the 0-1 to Lewis. Fastball bounces in there for ball 1. So the Rivets have a .483 win percentage with a record of 14-15. And Green Bay with a .438 win percentage with a record of 14-18. DeLuga kicks and fires the 1-1 to Lewis, who squares to bunt and squares right through it. He tipped it, but right into the glove of Jake Kleekamp, and it's 1-2. So despite the Rivets missing 5 games, they are still very much in the hunt for a playoff position. 1-2 from DeLuga, swung on and missed. For strike 3 from Nadir Lewis, strikeout number 3 starts the Green Bay third, and there's one away for Andy Blake.
Number 6, Andy Blake.
Booyah lead this one 1-0. These 2 teams will meet again to end the season here at CCU Park, so still lots of battles left. First pitch to Andy Blake. Fastball for a called strike on the outer black. DeLuga's command has settled down greatly here in this third frame. 0-1. Bounces behind Blake. So just as I mentioned DeLuga's command, he must have heard me and put a little more pressure on himself as he nearly hits Blake. Blake reached on a walk and came around to score in the first frame. The 1-1. Fastball just misses outside. And it's 2-1. DeLuga was a solid piece for former manager Josh Keim out of the bullpen. 2-1 to Blake, misses high and away, and it's 3-1. Did not walk a lot of batters. Got the screws out of a number of jams. Came in to close a few games and was successful in that role. Here's the 3-1. Fastball misses low, and Andy Blake has his second free pass of the night. as the Booyah have a runner on first with one away now for Brady West. So DeLuga is looking to avoid a similar inning to the first when he struck out Nadir Lewis, allowed a walk to Blake, and then an RBI single to Brady West. Things are looking that way again here in the third as DeLuga struck out Lewis to start the inning, and now he's walked Blake. Green Bay up 1-0 on the Screws. DeLuga working from the stretch, looks at Blake and delivers the first pitch to West. It's bounced foul down the first base line. West steps out of the box, takes a little stroll around home plate, adjusts the batting gloves, and steps back in. Nice crowd on hand for a Thursday evening here in Ashwaubenon. DeLuga throws over to first to check on Blake. The pickoff throw was a bit errant, and Carestis had to reach well over his head to haul that one in. No harm, no foul there. As time is called by Mike Carr, he steps out from behind the plate to deliver a new baseball to Noah DeLuga. It looks like Carr is examining a baseball as if there is a foreign substance on the baseball, maybe. Just pure speculation, but I'm not sure what else he would show the baseball to DeLuga for. Interesting exchange there, but we're set for the 0-1 from DeLuga to West. Here it is. Curveball in the dirt, blocked by Kleekamp to keep Blake at first base. Foreign substances on baseballs have been a trend in major leagues and for pretty much all of baseball at every level for years and years. DeLuga gives Blake a look before time is called by West. But lately, especially in the major leagues, it has been cracked down on. Not as many pitchers using pine tar on the bottom brim of their caps anymore. Here's the 1-1 to West. Chopped to second base, ranging over is Hamilton, scoops it up and throws on to first. That's the only play he's got. He makes it in time for out number 2. On the play, Blake moves up to second base. That one was a slow roller, so no opportunity for the double play. Now there's 2 down for Nick Kreitzer, the the first baseman. Stephen Hrustich, tonight's DH, is on deck. Kreitzer singled in the first inning and was stranded on second base. Has an RBI out there. And Blake on second. Booyah looking to add to a 1-0 lead here in the bottom half of the third. First pitch from DeLuga. Timeout was called before the pitch, so we will do it again. DeLuga has been taking his time out there on the mound, drawing multiple timeout calls from Green Bay hitters. He steps off again. Kleekamp and DeLuga running through some signs. Of course, Kleekamp has not caught DeLuga before. DeLuga delivers from the right side of the rubber, and it's a fastball that misses low near the toes of Kreitzer in the left-handed batter's box, and it's 1-0. Communication between pitchers and catchers are ever so important. And whenever you deal with a new one, especially in the middle of the season, things can get interesting as DeLuga steps off and looks Blake back at second base yet again. DeLuga has his sign, comes set at the belt, and delivers the 1-0. It's a fastball in the dirt, blocked by Kleekamp. It's 2-0. DeLuga losing his control a little bit here. He's walked just 2 batters. In fact, he's walked just 1 batter. And he's walked that batter twice. It's Andy Blake who's standing on second base. Here's the 2-0. To Nick Kreitzer after a long pause. Fastball outside, gets away from Kleekamp, and Blake scampers to third base. That's just what happened in the first inning. Blake also moved up to third in the first frame on a wild pitch that Kleekamp could not corral. So another run is just 90 feet away for the Booyah now. They're already up 1-0. DeLuga back to the windup and delivers the 3-0 for a strike. Fastball right down Broadway. Kreitzer steps out and takes a practice hack, taps the plate twice, and awaits the 3-1. Here it is, fouled off the mask of Kleekamp for strike 2. And DeLuga has battled back. This would be a big out for the high school senior. Headed to Minnesota next year. Kicks and fires the payoff pitch. Fastball just misses inside by a hair, and it's ball 4. Walk number 3 of the evening from DeLuga extends the inning for Stephen Hrustich.
Now batting for the Booyah, designated hitter number 13, Stephen Hrustich.
So DeLuga will go back to the stretch with runners on the corners. Andy Blake on third after a 1-out walk. And Kreitzer on first after a 2-out walk. First pitch to Hrustich. Fastball misses low and away. DeLuga not tossing many first pitch strikes tonight. Just 5. 1-0, misses outside again with a fastball. DeLuga thought he found it as he held his follow through there. No call from Mike Carr, the home plate umpire, and it's 2-0. Hrustich hit .235 at Northwestern this spring. Watches another fastball, that time misses upstairs. DeLuga missing everywhere around the zone. 3-0 yet again. Minnesota Gopher delivers to the Northwestern Wildcat. Big swing and a miss on 3-0. Had a fastball upstairs in the zone. It's 3-1 now. Back in the first, Hrustich flew out to Simon Dembeck in right field. DeLuga fires the 3-1. It's popped up. High pop-up, a Major League one into left field. Colton Klein comes on and calls off everybody and makes the play to end the Green Bay third. So Noah DeLuga strands 2 runners on, and the score holds at Booyah 1, Rivets nothing. You're listening to Rockford Rivets Baseball. Green Bay Booyah holding a 1-0 lead over the Rockford Rivets, headed to the top half of the fourth at CCU Park in northeast Wisconsin. The Rivets will send up the 4, 5, 6 hitters in the top half of the fourth, starting with Simon Dembeck, Jake Kleekamp on deck, and Kyle Hamilton in the hole. Dembeck popped out to shortstop to end the first inning. Here's the first pitch to him from Logan Lee. Fastball misses outside. Lee back out for his fourth inning of work. He's allowed a hit in each of the 3 innings, but has worked around all of them. The 1-0 is popped up out of play behind the plate, and it's 1-1. Dembeck, the freshman from Milwaukee Area Technical College, takes a fastball in there for a called strike, and now it's 1-2. Dembeck has made a few nice plays out there in right field tonight, battling the sun. Lee kicks and fires the 1-2. It's a curveball that misses outside. It's 2-2. Logan Lee has looked sharp. 4 strikeouts for him. Here's the 2-2. Again, misses low and away on the off-speed offering. And now it's full. Lee wipes his mouth off into his sleeve. Comes set on the left side of the rubber from the windup. Kicks and deals the payoff pitch. It's a jam shot off the hands of Dembeck right into the on-deck circle. Kleekamp had to jump in order to avoid that one. That'll keep you on your toes, my goodness. And we'll have another payoff pitch. Lights taking full effect now at CCU Park as the shadows overtake the field. As the 3-2 is another off-speed pitch swung on and missed by Dembeck. Strikeout number 5 of the evening. Strikeout number 6 tonight for Lee. There's one way for Jake Kleekamp. Booyah holding a 1-0 lead. They scored 1 in the first, and that's all. First pitch to the Judson Eagle bounces in there. 4-1. In his first at-bat, Kleekamp singled up the middle in the second inning. Waggles the bat back and forth behind his helmet and awaits the 1-0. Fastball pounds the zone, and it's 1-1. Logan Lee holds the glove at the belt, brings it up to his chest, and fires the 1-1. Goes off speed, and another called strike. That time a curveball paints the inside corner. 1-2 on the Rockford catcher. Here it comes. Fastball misses low and away. Kyle Hamilton on deck. Lee rocks and fires. Fastball misses low, and it's full on Kleekamp. Catchers notoriously have a good eye, and Kleekamp has done a good job not chasing while he's been behind in the count, and now it's full. Lee looks for the sign, shakes off West, and Kleekamp steps out of the box. Jake not sporting batting gloves, something that's rare these days in baseball. Here's the payoff pitch. Curveball bounces, and it's a walk. After Kleekamp found himself down 0-2, comes all the way back to draw the free pass, and the Screws have a 1-out base runner. Kleekamp has reached both times, and it brings up Kyle Hamilton, the Rockford area native. Batting behind another Rockford area native in Kleekamp. Back in the second, Hamilton walked. First pitch to him. Fastball finds the zone for strike 1. Hamilton, the UW Stout graduate, got called up by the Rivets and accepted the offer to play So the Screws were looking for players. Over the course of this week, here's the 0-1. Fastball nearly catches the back foot of Hamilton as he picks it up out of the way of that pitch. And it's 1-1. Of course, the Rivets losing 33 of the 34 players on the roster after last Friday, after a coronavirus scare within the team. Nobody on the team roster. Here's the 1-1. Hamilton chops it foul down the first base side. It's 1-2. A member of the Rivets staff tested positive. That resulted in college coaches and parents calling all of the players back, whether that be back to campus or back home. That left the players, or the Rivets, with one player. So they have completely rebuilt the roster in time for today's game. Kyle Hamilton, one of those new players. Here's the 1-2. Chopper over the head of Lee. Gets all the way to the second baseman. Granted, he has to hurry, and he makes the throw in time to retire Kyle Hamilton at first base. And there's 2 down now for Breck Nowick. On the play, Jake Kleekamp moved up to second base. So Nowick could tie this ball game up at 1 apiece if he drops a base hit in the right spot. Kleekamp not with the best speed on second base. But if Nowick can pull it, especially down the left field line, he has good potential to score Kleekamp. Here's the first pitch to him. Curveball misses downstairs for ball 1. The left fielder, Ty Olnick, is well away from the left field line, almost playing into left center. Green Bay outfield shifted over to the left. 1-0 to the Rockford shortstop. Fastball located into the zone, and it's 1-1. Lee has mowed down 6 Rockford Rivets. Screws struggling with strikeouts. Here with their new look roster. 1-1 fouled right off the mask of Brady West. He appears to be okay. The count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs in the Rockford 4th. Runner on second base is Jake Kleekamp. If Nowick can extend the inning, Justin Carestis waits on deck. Logan Lee sets and fires the 1-2. Breaking ball misses outside. And it's 2-2. One thing that the Rivets have done well tonight is work the counts. They've gotten behind early a number of times, but they've ended up working back to either an even count or even a full count. Now it's 2-2 on Nowick, and a fastball misses low, and it's full. The high school senior putting up a good battle. Nowick wiggles around a little bit in the right-handed batter's box, and he's ready for the payoff pitch. It's on the way. Fastball called, strike 3. A very late call from home plate umpire Mike Carr. The Rivets don't like it, but there's nothing they can do about it as they strand Jake Kleekamp on second base. And the Booyah hold a 1-0 lead on the Screws. You're listening to Rivets Baseball. Getting set for the bottom half of the fourth between the Rockford Rivets and the Green Bay Booyah. Green Bay up 1-0 on Rockford. Noah DeLuga heads back out there for his fourth inning of work as tonight's starter and lone returner for the Rockford Rivets. After most of the roster left last week, DeLuga fires a first pitch strike in there to Bo Mikowski. Mikowski, the right fielder from Clemson, bounced out to first base to end the first inning in his lone plate appearance as he watches a breaking ball below the knees for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 from DeLuga. Fastball brought up into the zone by Kleekamp. Nice frame there. And it's 1-2. Mikowski has struck out 23 times this season. He steps out before the 1-2 offering. DeLuga rocking the stirrups, works from the windup, kicks and fires the 1-2. It's bounced, and it bounces off the mask of Kleekamp. Picks it up and chucks it back to DeLuga, and it's 2-2. DeLuga shuffles the ball around in his glove and delivers the 2-2. It's a chopper to Hopper to Kyle Hamilton. Charges, throws off balance in time to retire Bo Mikowski at first base. Score that one 4-3. And there's 1 out in the bottom half of the fourth. Booyah up 1-0. Here's Noah Granite. Freshman from Princeton. Flew out to right field in the second inning. Nice diving play from Simon Dembeck out there. First pitch to Granite, a fastball misses high and away, ball 1. DeLuga working quickly now. Here's the 1-0. Fastball catches the upper half of the zone, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. It's a beautiful night for baseball here in Green Bay. The sun is setting just enough where shadows overtake the entire field as Granite offers at the 1-1 and chops it foul down the left side. LeBeau over to field it and toss it right back to Noah DeLuga, and it's 1-2. Lights starting to really have an effect now at CCU Park. Here's the 1-2 offering. Breaking ball bounced well out in front of the plate, at least 3 feet. And it's back even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. DeLuga doing a better job of getting out in front of Booyah batters. 2-2. Misses upstairs. And it's full. Here's the payoff. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. That's strikeout number 4 of the evening for DeLuga. And there's 2 down for Ethan Payne. DeLuga has shown us his curveball tonight, but he has really relied on the fastball and located it well in strikeout counts. Payne steps in 0 for 1 with a fly out to left field as DeLuga misses with a curveball behind the back of the left-handed batter Payne. And it's 1-0. That's the second time that DeLuga has done that tonight. He threw behind the back of another batter who was a right-hander, Andy Blake, back in the first. 1-0. Fastball, check swing, doesn't matter. It's a called strike from Mike Carr, the home plate umpire. And it's 1-1. DeLuga looking to work his second 1-2-3 inning of the night. 1-1 is fouled straight back on a fastball. And it's 1-2 on the Tennessee Volunteer Payne. Payne looking to avoid his 30th strikeout of the summer. DeLuga kicks and fires the 1-2. Curveball bounces on the artificial turf again. And it's back even. Payne does have 2 home runs to counteract all those strikeouts. He watches the 2-2 offering miss low and away. It's back full. Second full count of the inning. DeLuga struck out Granite on the first one. What will he do to Ethan Payne here? Here's the payoff. Line to the opposite field, and it drops into left field for a single. Colton Klein over towards the line to cut it off. He throws it in as Payne rounds first and stops there. And that's a 2-out base knock for the Tennessee freshman. Brings up the 9-hitter, Ty Olnick. It was a nice piece of hitting from Payne with a full count. Saw a fastball on the outer half and extended the hands that way. That's what you got to do with 2 strikes. Got to protect everywhere around the zone. He did just that with solid contact. DeLuga sets and throws over to check on Payne. He dives back safely. It was a sneaky move from DeLuga there. Held his leg in the air for a solid second, then threw over. This time he sets and fires back to first base, and the pickoff throw gets away from Carestis, and the pickoff throw, excuse me, hit the first base coach. So the Booyah draw a bad break as that errant pickoff throw from DeLuga was corralled by the first base coach, and that keeps Payne at first base. Rivets catch a break. Now DeLuga delivers to home plate. It's a fastball that misses low. 1-0. It's not every day that you see that. First base coach getting hit by a pickoff throw. You see something new at the ballpark every single day. DeLuga, a long pause from the stretch, and now delivers the 1-0. Fastball bounces, and it's blocked by the chest protector of Kleekamp. And it's 2-0. DeLuga will again have to work from behind. Nobody up yet in the Rivets bullpen. DeLuga up to 74 pitches now. Here's his 75th. The 2-0 is bounced again on the artificial turf, and again blocked by Kleekamp. And it's 3 balls, no strikes with 2 outs. Green Bay up 1-0 on the Rockford Rivets. Matchup of Wisconsin-Illinois East rivals. The Rivets have a 2.5-game lead on the Booyah for a playoff spot. 3-0 offering. Finds the zone. And it's 3-1. Payne stands on first base after a 2-out base knock. Olnick, the 9-hitter, ahead 3-1. DeLuga delivers. Ground ball to second base. Hamilton goes to one knee and flips to second base for the force out, and that ends the inning. Noah DeLuga working out of a little bit of 2-out trouble to keep the score at Booyah 1, Rivets nothing. We'll be right back on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Rockford down 1-0 to Green Bay in a Wisconsin-Illinois East rivalry. The Rivets will send up Justin Carestis, Troy Tucci, and Colton Klein here in the top half of the fifth. 8-9-1 in the Screws order. Rivets have struck out a number of times tonight. 8 times, in fact. To Logan Lee, who's back out there, and he delivers a first pitch strike to the Rockford first baseman. Carestis is 0 for 1. He grounded out into a fielder's choice in the second inning. Lee rocks and fires the 0-1. Carestis swings and grounds it the other way, scooped up by the third baseman Payne, and he throws over to Nick Kreitzer in time to set down Carestis on a 5-3 putout. Brings up the 9-hitter Troy Tucci. Tucci, one of 7 strikeout victims for the Rivets tonight. In 4 1/3 innings pitched from Lee. Tucci, the Rockford Regent, recently graduated from Rockford University. Here's the first pitch to him. Fastball misses high for ball 1. Tucci was named to the D3Baseball.com Team of the Week this spring. He got out to a hot start before his senior season was cut short. He takes another fastball. That time misses low and away. And it's 2-0. Tucci waggles the bat a little bit behind his helmet. Watches the 2-0 and offers at it and rips it through the left side for a base knock. And Tucci is aboard with a 1-out single. Flips the order for the Rivets, and it brings up Colton Klein, who's 2 for 2 with 2 singles to his name. So things looking promising for the Rivets. Down by 1 run here in the 5th. A pseudo opening day for this Rivets team, which is entirely new with the exception of the starting pitcher, Noah DeLuga. Logan Lee works from the stretch, delivers the first pitch to Klein. Fastball misses inside below the knees for ball 1. Tucci on first base does have some good speed. Swiped 2 bags for Rockford University this spring. 1-0 from Lee. Fastball again misses inside, nearly gets away from Brady West, but he stumbles out of his crouch to corral that one. It's 2-0 on the Carthage College product. Klein plays for head coach Augie Schmidt at Carthage College, who has been there for 34 seasons. Very impressive. 2-0, ground ball to short, could be 2. Blake to second for 1, on to first, that's a double play. And that ends the inning. So Logan Lee works around a 1-out single and gets a pitcher's best friend 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. It's still Green Bay 1, Rivets nothing. Headed to the bottom half of the 5th. You're listening to Rockford Rivets Baseball. Welcome back to Green Bay for the bottom half of the fifth. Booyah up 1-0 on the Rockford Rivets. Noah DeLuga steps back out onto the mound for his fifth inning of work in the starting role tonight. So far, in 4 complete innings of work, he's got 79 pitches. His leash is up anywhere near 90. Here's the first pitch to Nadir Lewis. It's a bunt, popped right back to Noah DeLuga, and he makes the catch for out number 1. It's been a rough night for the Green Bay leadoff hitter, Lewis, who was struck out twice, and that time pops up a bunt. So brings up the 2-hitter in Andy Blake, who has reached twice on 2 walks. First offering to him. Fastball finds the zone for a called strike. DeLuga has issued 3 walks tonight. 0-1. Foul tip right back to Kleekamp, and he took that one off the leg. He's definitely in a little bit of pain back there behind the plate. He will get up and walk it off as Mike Carr trots out to the mound and hands a ball back to Noah DeLuga. Common baseball courtesy, giving the catcher a little bit of time. Kleekamp continues to stretch out his leg. Looked like he caught the foul tip off the inside of the thigh. Having a good laugh with Andy Blake about it. As the trainer comes out of the Green Bay dugout, but Kleekamp looks to be all right as he picks up his glove. Now we'll have a conversation with the trainer. Action in both bullpens now. Rockford has somebody up. Can't exactly see the number from this angle, as does Green Bay. Up for the Rivets. I got the number now. My eyes came through. It's Ryan Green, the sophomore from Concordia University, Wisconsin. Here's the 0-2 to Andy Blake. It misses outside. 1-2. You got to figure that this is DeLuga's final inning of work. He's been pretty sharp. His 1 run allowed came back in the first inning. 1-2. Curveball in the dirt. It's back even at 2 apiece. Rivets really needed a solid start from the high school senior tonight, and they have got it. 2-2 offering. Grounded the other way. Hamilton scoops it up at second base and throws on to Carestis at first for out number 2.
Hey fans, let's give it up for Flash again from the Dutch Golf Train.
DeLuga hasn't tried to blow any pitches by Booyah hitters. He's just pitched to contact, and sometimes that's what you got to do when you don't have your strikeout stuff. We have seen the strikeout stuff in a number of relief outings for DeLuga, but we have not seen it as much tonight. He's struggled with curveball command, and his fastball and changeup have really worked well. So now there's 2 down for Brady West. Lefty on lefty matchup. First pitch to the Booyah catcher. Curveball nearly finds the zone. Almost buckled the knees of West just a little bit. He takes a deep breath and steps back in. His time is called as a ball gets away from the Green Bay bullpen. Kreitzer threw his bat at it on the on-deck circle to try and stop it, but that was unsuccessful. Ball makes its way back down the left field line. Both bullpens in foul ground here at CCU. 1-0 to West, chopped right off the plate, foul, and it's 1-1. West, a Rockford Lutheran graduate in Rockford, Illinois, playing his hometown team. Every time he comes back to Rivets Stadium, there's always a nice contingency of fans waiting for him. 1-1 from DeLuga. Curveball that time finds the zone, and it's a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. DeLuga looking to make this fifth inning 1-2-3. Here's the 1-2 offering. Curveball hits the shoulder of West. That one up near the head. As DeLuga's command issues continue, especially with that curveball. That's a 2-out hit by pitch, and it brings up the cleanup man, Nick Kreitzer. He's reached twice, once on a single and once on a walk. Looks like Green is about ready in the Screws bullpen. He's paused throwing at the moment. DeLuga working from the stretch, fires the first pitch to Kreitzer. Fastball misses in the dirt. Kreitzer drew a check swing, but not far enough to garner an appeal, and now an appeal comes from Mike Carr. And Trevor Patience, the first base umpire, the third base umpire, Connor McKenzie, says he did not go around. So it's ball one. DeLuga kicks and fires the 1-0. Fastball tails away outside again. And it's 2-0. Booyah up 1-0 on Rockford. Minnesota Gopher sets and fires the 2-0. Fastball finds the zone there. And it's 2-1. DeLuga has picked up the pace in the sense of time spent on the mound. Quickly comes set and delivers the 2-1. Fastball upstairs, and it's 3-1. This is not a count you want to be in against Nick Kreitzer, the cleanup batter, who has 2 homers and 10 RBIs this season. Standing at 6'4", 265 pounds in the left-handed batter's box. DeLuga goes back to the fastball and draws the swing and the miss from Kreitzer. And now it's 3-2. The big spot here in the bottom of the 5th for Noah DeLuga. Likely his last inning of work. Comes set at the belt. Fires the payoff pitch. It's drilled into left field. Colton Klein is right underneath it, reaches up, and he makes the catch. And that ends the Green Bay 5th inning. Noah DeLuga works around a 2-out hit by pitch. And the score remains Green Bay 1, Rockford 0. Headed to the 6th. You're listening to Rockford Rivets Baseball. Welcome back to Capital Credit Union Park in Ashwaubenon, Wisconsin. Thanks for joining us on this fine Thursday evening for baseball. I'm Larry Larson. Let's take a quick look around the Wisconsin-Illinois pod here tonight. Of course, the Booyah on top of Rockford 1-0 here in the top half of the 6th. Meanwhile, in Wisconsin Rapids, the Rafters are up 2-0 on the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders in the bottom half of the 6th. And over in Wausau, the Wisconsin Woodchucks, after getting out to an early 1-0 lead, have now squandered said lead, and they are losing 4-3 to the La Crosse Loggers. Lacrosse and Rapids, the two playoff teams as of right now in the Wisconsin-Illinois West, and Rockford and Fond du Lac, the two playoff teams in the East Division. Rockford sends up 2-3-4. First Cherokee LeBeau offers at the first pitch and fouls it straight back to the screen for strike one. Logan Lee again takes the ball this inning. It's his 6th inning of work. He has looked sharp. Allowed 4 hits, but no runs. And struck out 7. Working from the windup. Kicks and deals the 0-1. Curveball misses low. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Lee, the Northwood University product. Not the only Northwood attendee in this ball game. He delivers the 1-1. Swung on and missed, and the bat goes flying out of the hands of LeBeau. Luckily, it hits the screen right in front of the Green Bay dugout. Otherwise, that one could have flown all the way into the concourse. And so, Jackson Dvorak, the on-deck hitter, brings out the pine tar stick for LeBeau. When you can't hold on to the bat, that's always a good solution. LeBeau adjusts the batting gloves, feels the grip up on his bat a little bit, and steps back into the right-handed batter's box for a 1-2 count. Here's the 1-2 from Logan Lee. Fastball called strike on the outer corner. That's the 3rd strikeout of the night from Cherokee LeBeau, and it's strikeout number 8 of the evening from Logan Lee. So he just keeps mowing them down. There's a reason he's out there for inning number 6. Tom Carty showing a lot of trust in his starter. So now there's one away from Dvorak. For Dvorak, and he takes a fastball high and in. For ball 1. There is action in both bullpens. Looks like Ryan Green will take over for Noah DeLuga in the bottom half for Rockford. 1-0, his fastball catches the outside corner of the zone, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Green Bay up 1-0 on Rockford. Top half of the 6th. Rockford has had a hit in all but 1 inning, and they've had a base runner in every inning. But they have squandered all those opportunities. Lee kicks and deals the 1-1. It's lined into left center field. Ranging over is Ty Olnick, and the left fielder makes the grab for out number 2. Dvorak got a little too far underneath that one. It brings up Simon Dembeck, the cleanup batter.
Right fielder number 12, Simon Dembeck.
Dembeck 0 for 2. The pop out to shortstop in the 1st and a swinging strikeout in the 4th. First pitch misses low and away for ball 1. Dembeck not using batting gloves or any protective gear of any kind. 1-0, swung on and missed on a fastball that was low outside of the zone. It's 1-1. Dembeck, a two-way player for Milwaukee Area Technical College, and he fights off a pitch on the inside and rips it through the right side for a base hit. Just out of the reach of second baseman Noah Granite, and Dembeck is aboard with a 2-out single. Rivets could take the lead with 1 swing of the bat. They're down 1-0, and now there's a pinch runner for Dembeck at first. It is Phil Highland, the junior from Rockford University. I imagine that will be a straight switch. So So again, Highland pinch runs for Dembeck after the single.
For Rockford, catcher number 20, Jake Kleekamp.
Still 2 down for Jake Kleekamp, the 5-hitter in the Rockford order. Here's Lee's first offering. Popped up out of play behind the net for strike 1. Kleekamp has reached both times with a single in the second and a walk in the 4th. Judson Eagle hit .245 this spring. He watches strike 2, a fastball down the middle. And it's 0-2. Rockford looking to maintain a 2.5 game lead over Green Bay for a playoff spot, the second playoff spot in the Wisconsin-Illinois East. Logan Lee looking to complete his 6th inning of work. Comes set, rocks and fires the 0-2. Fastball misses low. You imagine that the Booyah will be miffed if they don't make the playoffs, considering that Rockford missed 5 games. But the Northwoods League is going off of win percentage for the playoffs. Lee steps off and throws over to check on Highland, and he dives back safely. Highland, the infielder from Rockford University, Darien, Illinois native. Here's the 1-2 to Kleekamp, fouled off. We'll do it again. Nice play by the Rockford dugout by Cherokee LeBeau. He had his glove on the top step, and he ranged out of the dugout to make a backhanded play. Always ready. Logan Lee comes set and delivers another 1-2 to Kleekamp. Curveball breaks a little bit too much before it reaches the zone, and it's 2-2. Rockford looking to rally with 2 outs here. Down 1-0. And their first game in 6 days. 2-2 to Kleekamp. It's popped up in foul ground on the left side. Coming out is Ethan Payne, the third baseman, and he makes the catch. And that ends the inning. Again, Rockford squanders another base runner. And after 5.5, it's Green Bay 1, Rockford nothing. You're listening to Rivets Baseball. Back in Green Bay for the bottom half of the 6th. Booyah up 1-0 on the Rivets. And JT Scara makes the call to the bullpen, his first as Rivets manager. And he hands the ball to Ryan Green. Green comes on in relief of the Rockford starter, Noah DeLuga. Green is a Green Bay native. Attends Concordia University, Wisconsin at the D3 level. Has made one start back this spring. Pitched 6 innings, allowed 6 hits, 2 earned runs, and 7 strikeouts. At CUW, and he relieves Noah DeLuga, who had a rock-solid outing for Rockford, which they really needed in their first game back after a coronavirus hiatus. DeLuga went 5 innings, allowed 3 hits, just 1 earned run. He walked 3 and struck out 4 in his first start of the year. So the lone returning Rivet does well. Now it's up to the Screws bullpen. Ryan Green works from the windup, kicks and deals the first pitch to Steven Hrustic, and he hits him. Already trouble after the first pitch from Green. And the hit by pitch starts the Green Bay 6th. Brings up the 6th batter, Bo Makowski, who's 0 for 2 today with 2 groundouts. Redshirt junior from Clemson has struggled all season except against Rockford, it seems. His only 2 extra base knocks are against the Rivets. Both those came in Rockford. First pitch to him, lined right to second base. Hamilton makes the catch, throws on to first, and Hrustic is safe. As you can hear the fans reacting, they don't necessarily agree with that one. But no less, there's 1 away after that loud out number 1 from Makowski. He hit that one on the screws, but Hamilton with great positioning, able to make the play. There's 1 down for Noah Granite. 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Watches a first pitch curveball that misses inside. Ryan Green working quickly on the mound. Walks out in front of the mound, receives the ball, walks around the mound, and steps right on the rubber, but he has to step off as another ball escapes the Green Bay bullpen. Logan Lee has been rock solid for the Booyah tonight. Starter that opposed Noah DeLuga. Went 6 really good innings. We'll see if we see him in the 7th. As Green delivers the 1-0. It's a fastball that misses high and away, and it's 2-0. One nothing Booyah. 1 out, runner on first. It's 2-0 on Granite as he takes a fastball for a strike, and it's 2-1. Green sporting blue cleats, color of Concordia, Wisconsin. Sets at the belt, fires the 2-1. And Granite offers and taps it into right field. Rounding second and heading for third is Hrustic. Now heading into second is Granite, and he hustles out a double. Runners on second and third now with just 1 out in the Green Bay 6th. Rivets didn't get the ball in quick enough. And heads up base running from Granite results in an extra 90 feet as Jake Kleekamp will head out for a mound visit with Ryan Green. Now it will be a mound visit from the entire infield and the Rockford manager, JT Scara. This is Scara's first time out of the dugout this evening. Did not have any mound visits prior to this one. Bottom half of the 6th in Green Bay. Booyah up 1-0 on the Rivets and threatening for more. Granite on second base, Rustic on third. As the sun sets here in Wisconsin. Very comfortable evening for baseball. Winds light and variable. Now blowing from right field towards the third base line. Temperature hovering right around 73 degrees. Couldn't ask for a better night. Green is set for the first pitch to Ethan Payne. Fastball misses outside. Ball one. Green having the same problems that DeLuga had early in his night, working behind batters, not delivering first pitch strikes. Comes set for the 1-0. And Payne takes it for strike one. Fastball catches the upper outside corner. Green with a long stretch, lets the arm hang out. His right arm comes set and delivers the 1-1 curveball. Another called strike. And it's 1-2 on Ethan Payne. With one out here and two runners in scoring position, a strikeout would be big as the Rockford infield is shaded in. Green with the pause. Now lifts his leg and delivers the 1-2. Misses with the curveball. Outside that time. It's back even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Green looks in for the sign. He's got it. Here's the 2-2. It's lined down the right field line. Coming out and sliding for the catch is the Rockford right fielder. The throw comes in, but not in time. Tagging and scoring is Stephen Harustich. And it's 2-0 Green Bay. Making the catch out there in right was Phil Highland, who came in to pinch hit for Simon Dembeck. So Highland holding his own out there in the outfield. So now there's 2 outs with a runner on third base for Ty Olnick. And he pops it into right field. It's shallow, and it's going to drop in front of Highland. Coming home to score from third is Granite. And it's an RBI base knock for the 9-hitter Ty Olnick. And all of a sudden, it's 3 zip Booyah. So a sac fly and an RBI single. Getting the job done for Green Bay in the 6th. They hang a crooked number on the screws for the first time tonight. Brings up the top of the order in Nadir Lewis, who's 0 for 3. First pitch. He watches a curveball for a called strike. Lewis struck out looking in the first, struck out swinging in the third, and popped up a bunt back to the pitcher for an out in the 5th. Green fires the 1-0, and it's taken for a ball. Kleekamp throws down to second as the runner took off, but it was well late, so Olnick swipes second base. That's his 10th stolen bag of the year. Olnick with good speed will likely score on a single if Lewis can bloop it into the outfield. Here's the 0-1. It's golfed to second base. Hamilton gobbles and throws in time to first base, and that ends the inning. But Green Bay hangs a 2 spot on Ryan Green in his first inning of relief work, and it's Green Bay 3, Rockford nothing. You're listening to Rivets Baseball. Rivets down 3-zip to the Green Bay Booyah. Rockford will send up the 6, 7, 8 batters. Against the new pitcher, Aaron Winkler takes the ball from Logan Lee. Winkler, the redshirt junior from Rutgers, enters this ball game with 14 innings pitched, a 5.65 ERA. He struck out 12 and walked 4. Out of the bullpen, he's got 1 appearance versus the Rivets. That came back on July 4th, and he pitched 3 innings, did not allow a run. He'll face Kyle Hamilton, the first pitch. There's a fastball that bounces low for ball 1. Green Bay looking to make up a game of ground in the playoff race. They're 2.5 back of the Screws in the Wisconsin-Illinois East, looking to avoid their 4th straight loss. 1-0, fouled straight back by Hamilton, and it's 1-1. Hamilton is 0 for 1 with a walk and a ground out to second base. The experienced player, Rockton, Illinois native, UW Stout graduate, so he's certainly familiar with the state of Wisconsin, where the Rivets play all their away games. Here's the 1-1. Fouled off again off the screen, and that bounces into the concourse, and a mad dash between 2 fans ensues. The young man comes out with it. Make for a nice souvenir. Count is now 1 ball, 2 strikes on the Rockford second baseman. Winkler working from the stretch, looks in for the sign. Sets at the letters and fires the 1-2. Fastball hit his spot on the outside corner, but it does not draw the strike 3 call from home plate umpire Mike Carr. Instead, it's ball 2. Hamilton waggles the bat around a little bit with an open batting stance in the left-handed batter's box. Here's the 2-2. Grounded to shortstop. Scooped up by Blake. He throws on to first in time to get a hustling Hamilton. There's 1 out in the top half of the 7th. Rivets down 3-0 to Green Bay. So here's Breck Nowick trying to get something going for the Screws. Getting late now. Rivets have had a hit in every inning but the 4th. They've had a base runner in every single one, but they've squandered all those opportunities. As Winkler delivers a first pitch strike to Nowick. Nowick sporting the elbow guard on his left elbow. And awaits the 0-1. He swings and pops it up to the right side. Making the play is Nick Kreitzer, the first baseman. And there's 2 away. Score that a P3, and that makes Nowick 0 for 3 tonight. Rivets down 3-0. Now there's 2 down for a pinch hitter for the Rockford Rivets. It's Sam Beers pinch hitting for Justin Carestis in the right side. First pitch to Beers. Fastball, check swing, did he go? No swing, says the first base umpire, Trevor Patience. Beers, the Wisconsin Concordia, Wisconsin, I should say, CUW product. Janesville, Wisconsin native. Awaits the 1-0, here it is. Off speed, misses high and in. It's 2-0. JT Scarrow looking for a spark off the bench from Beers. Beers did play a little bit of baseball this summer in the Land O'Lakes League. The 2-0's 's the 2 0 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 The 2 Lando Lakes League in southern Wisconsin, predominantly of Division III players. Beers making the step up to the Northwoods League. Here's the 3-0 to him, and he takes strike one. Fastball right down the middle from Aaron Winkler. Winkler on in relief of Lee. Logan Lee had a really nice start for Tom Cardy and company. Went 6 scoreless innings, striking out 8 rivets. Winkler looking to pick up where he left off, and Beer chops the pitch to shortstop, and Blake can't handle it. It was a slow bouncer to Blake. He charged it and muffed it with his glove. That will likely be scored an error on Blake. So Rockford has a 2-out base runner.
Center fielder number 9, Troy Tucci.
Brings up the 9-hitter, Troy Tucci. He reached on a single back in the 5th, but was cut down on a 6-4-3 twin killing. Here's the first pitch to the Rockford Regent. Ground ball right back to Winkler. It bounces off his leg. He picks it up, and he can't make the play. Diving in head first to first base was Troy Tucci. And that was awkward, and he probably got the wind knocked out of him at first base. Sliding on artificial turf is always an adjustment, and diving into first base on artificial turf is definitely even more of an adjustment, but Tucci looks to be okay. We'll wait to see how that one is scored, but that was another relatively slow bouncer back to the pitcher. Tucci reaches, and now there's 2 on for the leadoff man, Colton Klein, who's reached twice on 2 singles. Righty against lefty, the first pitch to him. Big hack and a miss, fouled straight back to the screen. Of all the Rockford hitters tonight, Klein has looked the most comfortable in the batter's box. He's made solid contact all 3 plate appearances. Good athlete out of Carthage College. Football and baseball player up there in Kenosha. He takes a fastball high and away for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. And over quarantine, Klein had a very productive few weeks as he hit with Dodgers phenom Gavin Lux. Lux is a Kenosha native and nephew of Carthage College head coach Augie Schmidt. As Winkler delivers the 1-1. Another hack and fouled straight back from Klein. Klein said that Lux pulled up to the facility in a Mercedes and was getting frustrated whenever he didn't hit a batting practice home run well enough. He said, man, you know, I'm just happy whenever I can hit a ball out in batting practice. And Lux was getting upset whenever he just didn't hit one on the screws out of there. Lux on the taxi squad for the LA Dodgers is yet to make his Major League debut in 2020. As the 1-2 misses high from Winkler to Klein. Two-two count on number 22. 2 outs, 2 on. Deuces are wild in the top half of the Rockford 7th. Klein chokes up. Here's the 2-2. Fastball called strike 3. Klein couldn't protect the zone there and watched the fastball paint the outer half. And Rockford squanders yet another opportunity as they leave 2 on. It's stretch time from CCU Park, and the Booyah are up 3-0 on the Rivets. You're listening to Rockford Rivets Baseball. Welcome back into Green Bay, Wisconsin, where the Rivets are down 3-0 to the Green Bay Booyah. Their first game in 6 days after the Screws had to take a coronavirus hiatus and rebuild their entire roster. An entirely new roster with the exception of Rockford starter Noah DeLuga. They find themselves down 3 getting late. Green Bay will send up the 2-3-4 hitters in their order against Ryan Green. The first pitch to Andy Blake is a curveball that misses low and away to the right-handed batter. 1-0. Green out in his second inning of relief work, working from the windup, kicks and deals the 1-0. And it hits Blake right on the rear end, right above the belt. And that one had to hurt. Green really reached back on that fastball. But it's a leadoff base runner in the Green Bay 7th. Last thing that the Rivets need. Back in his first inning of relief work, in the bottom half of the 6th, Green allowed 2 runs. The one other Green Bay run came back in the first inning. So now there's a man on, no outs for Brady West, who's 1 for 2. An RBI base knock in that first inning. Was hit by a pitch in the 5th. First pitch to him. Bounced at the shins. Kleekamp knocks it down to keep Blake at first base. Very impressive crowd for a Thursday evening here in Green Bay at CCU Park. Beautiful park. The 1-0, grounded foul down the first base side by West. It's 1-1. Lights have taken full effect as the sun is down here in Green Bay. Very comfortable temperature. American flag in left field, waving slightly in the wind. Green comes set for the 1-1 to West, delivers. Curveball misses upstairs. Taken by West, and it's 2-1. West has 4 home runs this season. And this stadium really favors left-handed batters, as it's 282 down the right field line, as Green throws over a check on Andy Blake at first base. Dives back safely. It is a very high wall in right. It's 19 feet tall. But that doesn't prevent left-handed batters from really taking advantage of it. A few Rockford hitters went deep in BP over it. The right field wall, you could call it almost an electric monster of some sort, as the entirety of the wall, nearly, is made up of a video scoreboard, which rotates ads and features stats of the hitter. And then right down the line is a hand-operated scoreboard. Here's the 2-1 to West. It's a major league pop fly on the infield. Calling everybody off is Breck Nowick, and he makes the play at the second base position. Rockford shortstop ranges over to make that play. And now there's one away for Nick Kreitzer. Walks up to a little Phil Collins. It's the best walk-up song I've heard all night. Green Bay can certainly feel it in the air tonight as they're up 3-0 on the Screws. Bottom half of the 7th. Man on first. One away for the redshirt senior from Arkansas Pine Bluff. The first pitch to him, swung on and grounded to first base. Scooped up and stepping on the first base bag to make the play is Beers. And now there's 2 away. Moving up to second on that play was Blake. So after Green hits Blake with the first pitch of the inning, he's gotten 2 quick outs. It's up to Stephen Hrustich. Switch hitting DH. 0 for 2. And he takes a fastball for strike one. Rustich was hit by a pitch and scored in the 6th. So mistakes like that have really come back to bite the Rivets, as they tend to do. The 1-2 is ripped into left field, but right at Colton Klein, who runs in to catch the falling line drive. And that ends the Green Bay 7th inning. So Ryan Green works around a hit by pitch, and the score holds at Green Bay 3, Rivets nothing. Headed to the 8th. Rivets down 3-0 to the Green Bay Booyah in the top half of the 8th. Rivets will send up their 2-3-4 batters against a new pitcher for the Booyah. It is Dalton Wiggins. Wiggins, the junior out of Marietta College, pitches from the right side. His first pitch to the right-handed batter to LeBeau. It's popped up right over our heads and out of play. Taking a look at Wiggins' numbers, he's pitched 8 games for manager Tom Cardy, holds a record of 0-2. He's pitched 17 innings. So a workhorse for the Booyah. He's allowed 26 hits. 1.76 whip, not ideal out of the bullpen. Here's the 0-1. Misses low and away. LeBeau looking to snap out of a rough night. He's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. The only Rivet position player now with Northwoods League experience. Believe it or not, for the first while of the season, 1-1, big swing and a miss on a fastball that was chin high to LeBeau. In the first half of the season, or first roughly 3/4, 2/3 of the season. The Rivets roster was loaded with returners and Division I baseball players, but 33 of the 34 players left and went home. So now it's a brand new roster. Here's the 1-2 to LeBeau, fouled straight back. On a fastball, the Rockford third baseman stays alive.
Fans, WeConnect in Green Bay has all your bases covered from TV and streaming services to high-speed internet, smart home automation, and security, as well as cell phone signal boosters. That's WeConnect in Green Bay.
LeBeau did not play in 2020 at Oakland University. His freshman season, he hit for .232. As he watches a curveball for a called strike 3 on the inner half. 4 strikeouts for LeBeau. That's the golden sombrero in his Rivets debut. Rough night for Cherokee. There's one away in the 8th for Jackson Dvorak. Rivets down 3-zip.
Number 11, Jackson Dvorak.
Dvorak has bounced around in his collegiate career. Started at a junior college, South Suburban College. As he takes a big swing and a miss. Just a foul tip, off of Brady West. And it's 0-1. Started at South Suburban College. Played 2 seasons at Missouri St. Louis. And will head to Lewis University this fall. The Chicago suburbs, both of the latter schools at the D2 level. The 0-1 is another breaking ball that tails and finds the lower half of the zone, and it's quickly 0-2. Wiggins looking effective thus far. Looking for back-to-back strikeouts to start the top half of the 8th. Fires the 0-2. Curveball fought off the hands into center field, dropping fast, and it's going to drop in front of Nadir Lewis. And that's Jackson Dvorak's first base hit as a Rockford Rivet. Comes with 1 out here in the 8th. Rivets down 3-0. Brings up Phil Highland for his first AB. He pinch ran for Simon Dembeck back in the 6th inning. Highland, the junior from Rockford University. Takes a fastball upstairs for ball 1. One of 2 Rockford Regents on this Screws ball club. Troy Tucci, tonight's starting center fielder, the other one. Highland with the wide open batting stance, leans back and awaits the 1-0. It's on the way, swung on and missed. On a fastball, Wiggins reached back for some smoke there. It's 1-1. Highland with his front foot very close to his back foot. Not something you see. He calls time after a long pause from Wiggins. Swings the bat around, taps it on his cleats. Holds the hands low, a bit like Anthony Rizzo, only in the right-handed batter's box. Now Wiggins steps off and throws the check on Dvorak, who dives back safely. The Rivets have had a base runner in every inning tonight. None of them have come home to score. 1-1 from Wiggins. Fastball pounds the zone. Right down the middle, 1-2. Highland, one of many Rivets rocking the black and gold stirrups tonight. It's always a good look with the dark road grays. Here's the 1-2 to Highland, fought off, and we'll do it again. Highland this season at Rockford University hit .385. Played at Moraine Valley Community College in 2018 and 2019. Wiggins steps off and throws over again to check on Dvorak, and again, he's safe. Wiggins has a quick move from the right side, almost jumping off the rubber. That can be a big asset, especially out of the bullpen for a reliever. Another 1-2 to Highland, slapped the other way, and it drops foul. Nearly fair, but missed the right field line by about 2 feet. But Highland continues to battle. Count still at 2 balls and 1 strike. Taps the plate twice, holds the bat low at the letters, now brings it up behind his shoulder. Here's another 1-2, and time was called beforehand. Highland not hesitating to play a little bit of mind games, throwing off Wiggins. Booyah looking to avoid their 4th straight loss and their 8th straight loss here at CCU Park. Rivets looking to win their first game in their return to the field. First game in 6 days. Another 1-2 to Highland. Again slapped the other way. It's falling fast, and that one's going to drop fair. Rounding second and heading to third is Dvorak, and he's going to slide in safely. Standing on first base is Highland with a 1-out single, and the wheels are turning in the top half of the 8th for Rockford. They're down 3-0, but they've got runners on the corners. Brings up the 5-hitter, Jake Kleekamp.
Catcher number 20, Jake Kleekamp.
Kleekamp has 1 hit today. He also walked and popped out to third base to end the 6th inning. This spring at Judson, Jake had 5 RBIs for the at-bat. We're going to see a mound visit from Mark Hernandez, who makes a swift jog out from the third base dugout to talk things over with Brady West and Dalton Wiggins. As we've touched on throughout the broadcast, the Rivets have had their opportunities tonight. A base runner in every inning. 7 hits, but no runs. Green Bay, 3 runs on 5 hits. Booyah and Rockford figure to battle for the final playoff spot in the Wisconsin-Illinois East. The playoff format this year changed up a little bit in the Northwoods League with the pod format. So the top 2 teams in each mini division of the Wisconsin-Illinois East pod will make the playoffs. So the Rivets hold that 2nd spot in the East Division, looking to hold off the Booyah. Of course, with the Rivets missing 5 games, the playoff teams will be determined by winning percentage. Big opportunity for the Rivets to keep that lead. Runners on the corners for Jake Kleekamp. First pitch to him. Jam shot over a reaching Noah Granite. Coming home to score is Dvorak from third base, and the Rivets are on the board. It's 3-1 on an RBI single from Jake Kleekamp. The second base hit for the Judson Eagle in his Northwoods League debut. And the line keeps moving in the Rockford 8. Phil Highland moves up to second base. And now Tom Carty will make the walk to the mound and pull Dalton Wiggins after he strikes out the first batter he faces and surrenders 3 consecutive singles, resulting in a Rockford run. We'll be right back with the new pitcher for the Green Bay Booyah. Rivets down 3-2, but rallying. Don't go anywhere on the Rivets Radio Network. Welcome back to Capital Credit Union Park in Green Bay. The Rivets are finally putting something together with their offense. They've pushed across one run here in the top half of the 8th, and they're still threatening with runners on first and second. But Tom Carty, Green Bay manager, calls the bullpen and calls upon his stopper, Eric Torres, the left-handed side armor from Kansas State. In 12 2/3 innings this summer, he has yet to allow an earned run. He struck out 18 batters. He will face the lefty Kyle Hamilton. So perhaps Carty playing a bit of matchups here. Hamilton still in search of his first base hit as a Rivet. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and 2 groundouts. Senior from UW Stout steps in. Lefty against lefty. Torres has his sign. Comes set at the belt. Kicks and fires the first pitch. Fastball finds the zone for a called strike. To the 5'8", second baseman Hamilton. Biggest rally that the Rivets have had tonight. Looking to keep it going. 0-1 to Hamilton. Fastball misses low and away. 1-1. Jake Kleekamp on first base after an RBI single that scored Jackson Dvorak. Phil Highland on second base after a single. 1-1 offering. Fastball misses outside, and it's 2-1. Hamilton out in front now. Looks down to third base for the sign. Doesn't appear that anything's on. JT Scara, Rivets coaching staff. Hamilton holds the hands low, below the shoulders. Torres rocks and fires the 2-1. Slider misses low and away, and it's 3-1. Big time hitters count. Torres usually has pretty good command. He's allowed 6 walks in his 12 2/3 innings. And he lifts his leg and turns to check on Phil Highland on second base. He's not going anywhere. He's being held on a little bit by Blake, the shortstop. Torres set and delivers the 3-1. Slider misses low and away again, and it's ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Rivets down 3-1 here in the top half of the 8th. 1 run already in, and the Screws are threatening.
Shortstop number 7, Breck Nowick.
And it brings up Breck Nowick. Nowick also in search of his first hit. He's got 2 pop-outs and a strikeout. First pitch to him. Fastball right down the middle. Taken for strike 1. Nowick recruited to the Rivets by Noah DeLuga. 2 were travel team teammates in high school. Here's the 0-1. Fastball misses in the dirt, blocked by West, and he looks back. Highland to third base. Highland on third. Kleekamp on second. Hamilton on first. Tying run on second base. Torres sets and fires the 1-1. Swing and a miss from Nowick on some high cheese. Torres reached back on that one. He's looking for his first strikeout and his second batter. Looking to bounce back from the walk. He's already set. Here comes the 1-2. Fastball just misses the outside corner to the righty Nowick. The crowd thought it was strike 3, but instead, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nowick just needs to put the ball in play here. Don't want to strike out with the bases loaded. 2-2 from Torres to Nowick. Laced the other way, but foul. Well out of play. Breck stays alive.
And remember, our Tri-City Glass and Door for all your residential, commercial, and auto glass.
The high school graduate from Lake Forest. In an intense situation in his first Northwoods League game. First game at the college level. Here's the 2-2, swung on and missed on another high fastball. Great location from Torres as he gets Nowick to chase it. 2 high fastballs. And now there's 2 away. Bases still loaded for Sam Beers. Rivets down 3-1. 1 run in here in the top half of the 8th. Beers with a wide batting stance in the right-handed batter's box. Here's the first offering to him. Fastball high. Ball 1. Beers pinch hit for Justin Carestis back in the 7th and reached on an error. He was stranded on second base. Common theme for Rockford tonight. 1-0 to him. Big hack and a miss on a low fastball. It's 1-1. Beers steps out. Steps 1 foot in. Now 2 feet, taps the plate. Has the bat on his shoulder. Waves it around just slightly. Giving a big stare out to Eric Torres. Thought about calling time, but put his hand back on the bat. Here's the 1-1. Slapped the other way, tailing foul. Down the right side. Now it's 1-2. Torres, a strike away from escaping a bases-loaded jam. Looking to hold a 2-run Green Bay lead. Big spot for Sam Beers in his Rivets debut. Torres shakes off West. He's got his sign. Comes set and steps off. Wants to run through it again with West. West set up low with his right leg out. Now comes back to a normal crouch. Torres sets and deals, and it's a line drive through the left side for a base hit. Coming home to score is Highland. And Kleekamp gets the stop sign at third base. But it's an RBI single for Sam Beers. And the Green Bay lead is cut to just 1. That was the hardest hit ball that we've seen all night. And it's an RBI base knock for Beers. Bases are still loaded now for Troy Tucci.
Center fielder number 9, Troy Tucci.
How about these Rivets? Jumping right into it. Lefty against righty. The first pitch to Tucci. Fastball taken high and away. Tucci went around about a quarter of the way. Thought better of it. It's 1-0. 2 runs in now in the Rockford 8th. 3-2 ball game. 1-0. Fastball finds the zone. 1-1. Kleekamp on third base. Hamilton on second. Beers on first after the RBI single. Tucci at the dish. Colton Klein, the leadoff man on deck. 1-1 from Torres. Fastball catches the very high and away corner. To the 5'11" Troy Tucci. Torres now again a strike away from escaping the jam. Shakes off West, just like he did to Beers. Comes set, but time is called. Tucci needs a breath. It's a quick one. He steps right back in. Waggles the bat. Moves it up and down just a little bit right above his right shoulder. Here's the 2-1 from Torres. It nearly hits Tucci. He danced out of the way of that one. A fastball about thigh high. That nearly grazed his pant leg. Torres perhaps getting lucky there, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2. Fastball right down the middle, and Tucci takes it for strike 3. So Torres leaves the bases loaded for Rockford, but the Screws push across 2 runs in the 8th, but they're still down. It's Green Bay 3, Rockford 2, at the bottom of the 8th. You're listening to Rivets Baseball. Three-two ball game. Green Bay up on Rockford. Bottom half of the 8th. Ryan Green out for his 3rd inning of relief work. He will face 6, 7, 8 in the Green Bay Booyah order, looking for insurance. Bo Mikowski, Noah Granite, and Ethan Payne. Mikowski is 0 for 3. Rivets push across 2 runs, their first 2 in the top half of the 8th to make this close ball game. Green fires high and away for ball 1 to Mikowski. It's been an intense battle between Wisconsin and Illinois East rivals. 1-0. Swung on and fouled back off the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. To the Clemson Tiger. Wide stance in the left-handed batter's box. Here's the 1-1. Curve ball just misses outside. Kleekamp can't frame it up. 2 balls, 1 strike. Green from the windup delivers the 2-1. It's bouncing ball to second base. Kyle Hamilton fields and throws in time for out number 1. Mikowski is 0 for 4. And that's 1 away here in the 8th, and it brings up Noah Granite. A 3-2 ball game between Rockford and Green Bay. Booyah up. Granite is 1 for 3, and his 1 hit was a big one. It was a double back in the 6th. He eventually came around to score, and he takes a fastball for ball 1. Green kicks and fires the 1-0. Lined down the left field line for a fair ball. It lands right on the line. Rounding first and heading to second is Granite, and he will cruise in there for his 2nd double of the night. Back-to-back 2 baggers for the Green Bay second baseman. The Booyah have some insurance runs cooking here in the 8th. Granite couldn't have placed that ball any better. From my view, I can see straight down the third base line, and that thing landed right on the white chalk. So now the Booyah have a runner in scoring position for Ethan Payne with 1 down. Payne, the freshman from Tennessee, has 1 base knock today, along with a sac fly. Payne has 7 RBIs this season. make it 8 with that sac fly. First pitch. Fastball high, ball 1. Taking a look at the out-of-town scoreboard after this pitch from Green. Lets his right arm hang low. Now comes set at the belt. 1-0. Fastball. Misses low. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. Fond du Lac's 9-game win streak is snapped at Witter Field as Wisconsin Rapids defeats them 6-0. And in Wausau, we've got a tie ball game, 5 apiece between La Crosse and Wisconsin. Here in Green Bay, it's 3-2 Booyah. 2-0 is a big swing and a miss from Payne. Another fastball that was high and away. 2 balls and 1 strike now. Ryan Green looking to keep Green Bay right where they are. Rivets need a rally in the top half of the 9th, but they'll send up the top half of the order. 2-1, fouled off the mask of Kleekamp. It's 2-2 now. Green battling back. Has been a starter for Concordia, Wisconsin. So not used to coming out of the bullpen, but got to do what you got to do, especially at this point for the Rivets. Very limited arms on the roster right now. They will have a few more pitchers coming in the next few days. There will be at least 1 more pitcher coming tomorrow. That pitcher will make the start. To be announced, of course. Heck, I don't even know his name yet, and neither does JT Scara, Rivets manager. Green fires upstairs. Now the count is full. 3-2 on Payne with a runner on second base. 1-run ball game. Bottom of the 8th. Green looks in, nods, gives a look to Granite on second, and delivers the payoff pitch, and it misses a hair outside. That's ball 4. Runners on first and second now for Ty Olnick, the 9-hitter. That's the first walk issued by Ryan Green this evening. And that draws Doug Coe, Rockford pitching coach, out of the dugout. Coe taking over the pitching coach duties from Adam Carey. Carey got hired on by Josh Keim at Blackhawk College. Josh Keim, the new manager, their former Rivets manager. Doug Coe has said his say to Ryan Green and makes the walk back to the Screws dugout. Kleekamp heads back behind the dish. A ground ball could get Green out of the jam. That's just what the Rivets need right now. They need momentum, down by 1 in a big divisional game. Green set for the first pitch to Olnick. Here it is. Swung on and tipped into the glove of Kleekamp for strike 1. Olnick has an RBI single that came back in the 6th. Otherwise 0 for 2 with a strikeout. 0-1. Slow breaking ball misses outside to the left-hander. Righty against lefty matchup. Green Bay order tonight featuring 6 lefties and 1 switch hitter. 1-1 to Olnick. It's popped up. Third base side. Cherokee LeBeau reaches up and makes the grab. And there are 2 away. It's a big second out for Green. And now it'll be up to the leadoff man, Nadir Lewis.
Batting for your Booyah, center fielder number 4, Nadir Lewis.
Lewis is 0 for 4. 2 strikeouts, a pop-up on a bunt, and a ground out to second base. Green looking to keep this thing a 1-run ball game to hand it off to the Rivets offense in the 9th. 3rd inning of relief work for Green. The first pitch to Lewis. Breaking ball drops in there for a called strike. Lewis thought about going around but did not. Season series knotted at 3 between these two squads. 0-1 to Lewis. Swing and a foul tip. It's 0-2. Green has yet to strike out a Booyah batter. Wouldn't this be a great time for it? He's got the sign from Kleekamp. Sets below the belt and fires the 0-2. Fastball misses high and away. Lewis has 6 RBIs in his last 10 games. Holds the hands above his helmet. Waits the 1-2, swung on and missed, strike 3. Ryan Green's first strikeout in his relief appearance comes at a big time as the Rivets strand 2 runners on. And we head to the top half of the 9th. Don't go anywhere. Rivets down by 1. Buckle your seatbelts. You're listening to Rockford Rivets Baseball. Green Bay 3, Rivets 2, top half of the 9th. Green Bay sticks with Eric Torres, their lockdown reliever, yet to allow an earned run this season. The Rivets got 1 run off of him in the 8th inning, one of their 2 runs. Rivets rallying late, scoring 2 in the 8th. Green Bay's runs, 1 coming in the 1st, 2 coming in the 6th. The Rivets will send up the top of the order, starting with Colton Klein here in the 9th. Klein is 2 for 4 with 2 singles. He struck out looking in the 7th. Lefty on lefty, the first pitch. Breaking ball tails away from the 6'4" outfielder from Carthage College. JT Scara making a nice choice to put him in the top spot tonight. 0-1, swung on and fouled off down the right side. Klein was a bit tardy on that one. Fouls off the facade of the second deck. One ball, 1 strike on the Rockford left fielder. Here it is. Fastball misses low and in. 2 balls, 1 strike. Torres set, and here's the 2-1. That fastball finds the zone, dots the outer black. It's 2-2. Cherokee LeBeau waits on deck. Klein taps the plate twice, has his back foot on the chalk line. Very far back chalk line. Here's the 2-2 from Torres. Fastball misses outside just by a hair, and it's full. This is exactly what you look for from your leadoff batter, whether it's the first inning or the ninth inning. Work the count, see as many pitches as possible. That's a tough thing to do when you're facing a relief pitcher. Here's the payoff pitch from Torres. Line to shortstop, chopped right at Blake. Scoops and fires, and there's one out. Klein making hard contact there, but that was right at Blake. He didn't have to move much. Brings up Cherokee LeBeau. LeBeau has struggled mightily tonight. 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. 2 looking, 2 swinging. All over the map. First pitch to the Rockford third baseman popped up over the net and out of the stadium. Rivets down to their final 2 outs. Down 3-2 in Green Bay. Torres sets from the left side of the rubber, fires the 0-1. Fastball high and away. Ball 1. Rivets and Booyah will be right back at it tomorrow night at CCU Park at 6:35. 1-1 to LeBeau. Fastball outside for ball 2. Green Bay 2.5 games behind Rockford for a playoff spot. 2-1 to LeBeau. Fastball in the zone at the letters for a called strike. And it's 2-2. On the Oakland Golden Grizzly. Waves the bat a few times, sporting the red batting gloves. Here's the 2-2. Cued the other way, and that will find the seats. Down the first base side. LeBeau stays alive. Working to avoid his 5th strikeout tonight. That's not the way you want to start your summer season. Has the bat on his shoulder, waves it once, brings it back to his shoulder. Another 2-2 from Torres. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 5 Ks for LeBeau. That's Torres' first strikeout out of the pen. And the Rivets are down to their final out tonight. Comes down to Jackson Dvorak,
Number 11,
who is 1 for 4. He singled and scored last inning. Rivets left the bases loaded in the 8th after pushing across 2 runs, and that looms large right now. The first pitch to Dvorak, ripped past the diving Ethan Payne at third base into left field, and the Rivets have life here in the 9th. It's a 2-out single for Jackson Dvorak. His bat is heating up. Dvorak was the one who started the 8th inning rally. We'll see if the Rivets can do it with 2 outs. Tying run on first base for Phil Highland, who singled last inning in his first plate appearance. Lefty on righty. As Green Bay outfield shifts. First pitch to Highland. Fastball misses low. Mikowski in right field. Few steps in front of the track, shifting towards the line. Nadir Lewis way over in right center. And Ty Olnick nowhere near the left field line and left, shifted well towards center field. Andy Blake, the shortstop, shaded towards second. 1-0 to Highland. Popped up over the net. The count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Rivets down 3-2 to the Green Bay Booyah. Top half of the 9th. Booyah looking to snap their 3-game winning streak and their, 3-game losing streak and 7-game losing streak here at CCU Park. As a fastball misses inside to Highland, that almost caught a piece of his knees. And it's 2-1. Here enter Sandman over the speakers at CCU Park. Torres trying to play the role of Mariano Rivera. 2-1 on the way. Time was called beforehand. Brady West is livid. Did not like that home plate umpire Mike Carr called time when Torres was in his delivery, and that it's fair to be upset about. Strike. The pitch did look like a strike, I should say. Instead, it's still 2-1. Torres sets and fires the 2-1. Ripped down the right field side into right field. Right to Bo Mikowski, and it's back-to-back singles for the Rivets here in the 9th. The tying run in Dvorak moves up to second base. And now it comes down to Jake Kleekamp. Booyah 3, Rivets 2. 9th inning. Back-to-back 2-out hits for Rockford. Dvorak on second, Highland on first. Kleekamp came through with an RBI single in the 8th. Can he do it again in the 9th? Here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball outside the zone. 0-1. Jake a bit over-eager there. 1-0 offering from Torres. Little tapper right back to Torres. He fields and throws onto first base in time, and the ball game is over. So the Rivets strand 5 runners on base in the final 2 innings, and Green Bay escapes with the 3-2 victory. It was the Rivets' first game in 6 days with an entirely new roster. Boy, did they put up a fight, especially in the late innings. They had their opportunities all night long, but in the end, they fall to the Green Bay Booyah by a score of 3-2, and the Booyah move 1 game closer to the Rivets in the playoff race. Now they're just 1.5 back. We'll be right back with the totals after this. You've listened to Rivets Baseball. We'll be right back. Welcome back to CCU Park in Green Bay, Wisconsin, where Rockford has just fallen to the Green Bay Booyah by a final score of 3-2. Here are your final totals. First for the victorious Green Bay Booyah. 3 runs on 6 hits and 2 errors. 9 left. As for the losing Rockford Rivets, they fall on 2 runs, 11 hits, 1 error, 11 runners left on base. That is the number that jumps off the box score tonight, folks. 11 runners left on base for the Screws. So the Rivets fall 2 games below 500 at 14-16, while the Booyah snap a 3-game losing skid and improve to 15-18. They also snap a 7-game losing streak here at Capital Credit Union Park. So a relief for the Booyah and a disappointing opening day 2.0 of sorts for the Rockford Rivets, as the Screws' entirely new roster, with the exception of tonight's starter Noah DeLuga, fall by 1 run. Pitchers of record, Logan Lee, tonight's starter for Green Bay, gets the victory. He improves to 2-0. Meanwhile, Noah DeLuga, who pitched well, gets docked with the loss, and he falls to 1-3, but he drops his ERA to a flat 3-0. Picking up the save was Eric Torres, as he stranded 5 runners on base in the final 2 innings. A well-earned save. And the Green Bay Booyah and the Rockford Rivets will be right back at it from CCU Park tomorrow night at 6:35. You can catch that game with Jaron Matheny on the Northwoods League Baseball Network. As for me, I'll be back out with Adam Cohen on Sunday in Fond du Lac. That game getting underway at 1 p.m., and you can catch the audio broadcast right here on the Rockford Rivets YouTube channel, so be sure to subscribe so you do not miss that. But that about does it from Green Bay tonight. Again, the final, the Rivets fall 3-2 to the Green Bay Booyah. Thank you for tuning in on this fine Thursday evening. Saying so long from CCU Park, I'm Larry Larson. We'll talk to you on Sunday.